Hey, thanks a lot.
All right, first off, this book, you leave the CIA, you write this book. It's heavily redacted. But let's go to one area in which we're still in the midst of, and that's Syria, still in Afghanistan.
Sure.
One of the few people that actually learned Pashtun and were able to interact with the Taliban to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
So focusing on Syria, you started analyzing. You went in there to analyze who these rebels are and what America could do. What did you find?
Well, I mean, you said it up front. Obviously, it was heavily censored, so I'm obviously very careful with what I do say. But, you know, I found that the red tape was obviously a big problem in so much as I was saying, hey, here are some suggestions, here are some things maybe we should be doing. And for the most part, for a lot of it, it came back, well, let's just wait and see. Let's just keep getting more intel. Let's just keep getting more intel. I understand that that was my job, but I'm also, I talk about it a lot. I'm a guy that likes to take it to 11, so I wanted to take action in a lot of these courses.
You dress native, you dress local, you look like a guy that belonged there, but when you looked at the rebels, I know John McCain, Leon Panetta, Hillary Clinton, David Petraeus, CIA director, said, we got to help these rebels. And the president said no. Was that a mistake?
Well, actually, I did disagree with them, and I went public and I did say that. So I know that those other three are saying that, and a lot of what's been talked about is a memo that I had written. So to address that, that memo that I wrote was not official CIA policy. That was actually something that I wrote personally.
And the memo said?
Well, obviously, it doesn't talk about what it was. Suggestions that I was making personally on what we could do with the rebels and what we could do inside Syria.
And what you got is not a no, but inaction.
What I got was I gave it to people, hard copy, as in, hey, here's what I'm thinking. Now we're finding out senior intelligence officials have come out after the fact and said that my memo was actually circulated, you know, amongst Washington. That would be news to me because shortly after I wrote the memo, I ended up leaving the agency. So it's been talked about a lot, but it actually was a personal memo, and it was never official CIA policy, so I want to make that clear.
Well, one thing is, well, that's clear, but the one thing is we know over 200 to 300,000 civilians are dead. People are dead in that area. The rise of ISIS is still the problem in that area. Is it a problem to America in the long run that ISIS exists?
I mean, it depends how you want to look at it. I mean, I think domestic terrorism, as you see it right now, is not something that can be easily stopped. It's a very complex problem. I mean, we're doing a lot, and what we are doing is good, and respect to everybody who's involved with it. You know, the thing about it is, though, counterterrorism is extremely hard because terrorism is so easy. Okay, so it's very difficult to stop.
Is it easier if you have a place to nest and plot and plan like ISIS has today?
No, not necessarily, and I'm not so sure that the two are always connected. You know, it's an ideology first. So I think anybody here in the United States, if they want to do something bad and they want to attribute it to ISIS, ISIS is all too ready to take it and say, yeah, absolutely, that guy was with us.
But you look at Brussels and Paris, it is directly linked to Syria.
Right. Correct, but what I'm saying is this is a group for the first time that is all too ready to any type of carnage to attribute it to themselves.
He worked with the CIA, he got behind enemy lines, and he knows the Taliban and maybe the ISIS, the Syrian rebels better than anybody. Left of boom, congratulations on the book, Doug. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thanks.